Hey everyone, it's Elsie here. Hope you're all well. I've got a new video for you today using my Citrus Twist October Waverly kit. And this one is for the blog, so I'll leave a link to the blog post down below. So as you can see here, I'm just drawing a little mason jar. And yeah, I mean, I talk about talk a bit more on the blog post about like what kind of inspired this layout and whatnot. So yeah, I'll leave a link to that below. So yeah, just draw a very basic mason jar shape, and added a few little extra details that I wanted. And I mean, it looks it looks quite nice just in pencil like that. I ended up stitching it though, because of course I did. So yeah, this worked out quite well, because the pencil side is going to be like the back of it now, and then you know, it's like in a way I can still see the design when I'm stitching for the other side. I do rub the pencil marks out, just because I find that sometimes when you stitch onto a medium or something, like paints, inks, pencils, and when you stitch on top of it, it can sometimes bring the, I don't know what it is, pigment, paint, pencil, marks, whatever through, especially when you're using white thread. It's quite noticeable. So yeah, just rubbed it out and then did some stitching. So I this paper went through the ringer, I tell you. So I knew kind of what I wanted to do, but because this was the first layout I made with the kit, I was a bit like, wow, what am I doing? And yeah, I knew I wanted to sort of lay the mason jar on that, oh gosh, I can't remember what that paper's called. It's from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection, and it's got that really lovely wood grain. Yeah, and it's a really nice kind of shade of wood grain. No, it's a nice coloured wood grain. Yeah, and it's like it's a fun pattern because all the little like planks of wood go in like different directions. So yeah, it's fun. And then I thought, oh no, I only want like a little bit of it, so I like cut a strip and then like cut a bit off, and then I was like, oh no, I want to go all across, but then I'd already cut it, but then I didn't want to waste the paper, so then I stitched it, you know, you'll see what I do. So yeah, I also fussy cut some of the flowers out from one of the Maggie Holmes papers. I think it's called Jane, maybe. Anyway, it's lovely and everyone seems to be using it at the moment, and rightly so because it's lovely. Yeah, it's a really nice floral. Do you love a good floral paper? So yeah, as you can see, cutting it down even more, doing a scallop border. Now it's slightly a bit longer, the piece of wood grain is a bit longer, but then I'm gonna stick it all back together again with some masking tape because I wanted the full strip across the page. So yes, I think I wasn't really sure what I was doing because I don't know. It was just like, I think because it was my first layout using the kit as well. Yeah, I was just a bit like, what am I doing? You know. And then I thought I wanted to do some modelling paste thing in the background. And as you can see here, I'm just like trying to figure out what my title's going to be, where my title's going to go, because I don't really know. So yeah, that stencil is a stencil from Heidi Swap, and it came in like a 2-pack. I think it's like the dot stencil. It also came with like a little stencil with crosses in it. And then I was like, brought out my watercolours. I was like, oh, let's use watercolours, and then I don't. And yeah, loving my watercolours. They are the Winsor & Newton Cotman 45, 48 half pan set. They're lovely. I keep making swatches of them. I'm so sad, but they're lovely. I will use them in a layout soon, or show you how I'm using them in a layout, blah, 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 you know, that kind of thing, soon. So just putting some foam. I went a bit crazy with the dimension on this layout. You can't really see it from looking sort of like face down at the layout, but at some points I had 5 layers of foam. And yeah, I'll talk you through that a bit later. So yeah, I sprayed some, or no, not sprayed, splattered some Heidi Shine in, I think it's either blush or pink. So both are really lovely shades. The blush shade is my favourite Heidi Shine colour, I think for the moment. It's just a really lovely sort of pale pink that seems to go with everything. So yeah, I knew obviously I wanted the wood grain strip of paper. You can see like it went through the ringer with me cutting it apart and then putting it back together again. You can't tell though, so yay. And then I wanted obviously like the mason jar on foam. I was about to say the mason jar foamy. And then obviously I needed to pop the leaves, not the leaves, the leaves and flowers in the mason jar up on some foam. So yeah, there's quite a bit of height and dimension on this layout. It did fit into a page protector in my album though, so yes. I did try and put a layout on the other side of the page protector, and it didn't really work. Or another layout that was a lot, quite dimensional, so had to choose a flatter one to go on the other side of that. But it did fit, so yeah, it's fine, it's cool. And my layout's quite chunky anyway, so it would be kind of weird for me to have like a layout on my album that's not chunky, I guess. I don't like the word chunky. Yeah, anyway. So yes, I am kind of loving this homespunny feel to my layouts at the moment. I don't know, I'm just really liking that. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might be something to do with it being autumn, and I don't know, autumn just makes me want to get a bit more rustic, I guess. Yeah, and I really like that kind of aesthetic, like in home decor and I don't know, other things. Like I do like my sort of like clean white space, but then I do like a little bit of coziness, getting a bit more rusticy with this. I don't know whether that makes sense. Probably doesn't. You're probably all just watching this and thinking, oh my god, shut up, girl. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just playing around with all like leaves and little like kind of offcuts from the Jane paper, because like, okay, it doesn't annoy me because I know it's like the design of the paper, but when like a floral isn't whole, that makes sense, when you want to fussy cut it out and then you have to deal with, I don't know, like a little half bit of flower and trying to like figure out how best it looks on the page. But I mean, they are quite useful, so yeah, they're a way of like making everything a bit more cohesive. So yeah, as you can see on the left of the mason jar there's like a little leaf that's a very odd shape. And yeah, I really did sort of cut everything out of this layout, like as much as I could, because I didn't want to waste any of it because it's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving the colour combination of navy with like burnt orange. It's just so yummy. and the Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills has that colour combination in the ephemera pack, so I was buzzing. And yeah, I really like the florals in the ephemera pack. They went really well with the Jane, you know, with the Maggie Holmes stuff. And I didn't think they would go, but I think because the Maggie Holmes flowers have that navy colour in them, it did go. And yeah, it makes the flowers look a lot less kind of uniform, I guess. Make them more wispy and sort of a bit more wild and organic, I guess. So, title. I really did not know what my title was going to be, and I'm very much like not having a title is fine. Yeah, but then I don't know. Because none of like the bigger titles worked. Like the thickers, I just couldn't make them work, or couldn't think of a title that I wanted. And then in the embellishment pack, got the Maggie Holmes chipboard thickers title things, and they're quite giant, so they didn't go. And then I decided to bring out stamps that we got in the kit, which I love. Oh, I'm obsessed. And one of the stamps had a saying called, it said happy, a full heart, I think. Yeah, it said a full heart. That's the name of this video, Elsie, you should know that. And I just stamped that on a little banner from the Indigo Hills ephemera pack, and yes, I stamped it in some matching ink as well. I think it's from my Mental and it's called Teal Zeal or something weird. Anyway, so yes, the only bit of this layout that I'm really not sure of at the moment, and still not really sure of, and looking back I'm like, oh, maybe I should have changed my mind. Anyway, is the little corner at the top there. It just needed something, and I ended up going with that leather paper, but I think I should have gone for the other side of that yellow paper. Leather paper. But yeah, it just needed something in that top corner, and I do like it. See, I think I should have gone with that side looking at it now, but I went with the leather, and I really love, I don't know, I love that paper. I love the texture of it. It's really, really nice. I don't know what happened to my voice there. So yeah, I did my usual thing as well after I turned the camera off of, I didn't make you sit through me adding all of the iridescent sequins from my stash, and yeah, and a little punched out some butterflies out of some scraps. So yeah, you can see all the the height there. 5 layers of foam, folks, but yeah, it's worth it. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I shall see you very soon for more process videos, and I might have a cheeky little haul coming up soon. Ooh. I don't know what that noise was. Okay, bye guys.